Well, it was like a different world, really. There was something magic happened when we got on stage. The chemistry was, it was really good. I mean, we had a great chemistry, and it just seems like that was uh, what the band needed to be. When I got back with Stevie in 1980, um, I remember hearing him at this club in Houston, Rockefellers, and I went up to him because I just had this almost like a vision, and told him I need to play in this band. And next time we played there, I went and said the same thing. And a couple of weeks later, he called me up to join, and everything changed. Well, Texas Flood, it's like Stevie used to kid around. We had our whole lives to do that record because it was a lot of the blues songs we had already been doing. And the second one, Couldn't Stand the Weather, we did it at the power station in New York. And so the whole recording process was, it was a really great learning experience. I mean, I'd been in the studio with Johnny Winter on 3 records, but there's always something unique that shows up in a recording session. You know, that's when you get the real sound of the band and what we're doing. Well, he was very humble, but yet strong, if you know what I mean. He treated us like family. You know, it was like the band. I mean, there was no mistaking he was the boss, but he never acted like that. You know, it was like a family. We made decisions. We'd sit around, talk about it, and then we'd make a decision on whether or not to do something. It doesn't seem that long. You know, it seems like about 10 years is what it seems like. I mean, there's always going to be a kind of a hole in my heart for Stevie. He was my best friend, and we went through so much together. And he was a beautiful person, he really was. That's not to say he didn't have any faults, because he did. But, you know, we all have our own demons. But he always wanted to help other people. You know, if somebody needed help, he was there. Great guy. That's the thing, I have no idea because after our last record came out, In Step, Stevie and I were clean and sober. And we did that record clean and sober, and it was a step forward for us. And we were already having ideas for our next record. But and as far as where it would have gone, with that band, the music led the band instead of the band leading the music. So we were just open, and there's no telling where we would have gone. Well, this is a real good record we're putting out. It's a re-release of Couldn't Stand the Weather, but it's got a lot of outtakes that no one's heard. And there's a real good live CD in there. And it's live at Montreal. And it's real good. The whole package put together is really good. And I'm proud of it. Yeah, it always does. You know, I don't listen to him very much, but every time I listen to him, you know, that's when it hits me. This was a great band, you know, and once we got clean sober, Stevie, well, all of us started getting better. You know, I remember we were going in to do In-Step. Stevie was real scary. He was afraid to go in there because he had never done it clean and sober. So, yeah, you know, he was afraid of that, and I was afraid of live shows because I'd never gotten up there in front of thousands of people clean and sober. And the first few gigs we played, I was scared.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be up there, my legs would be shaking, my hands. Well, right now I'm just trying to have fun. You know, I'm not trying to make it anymore, you know, and being a big time band. I'm not trying to do that anymore. I'm just playing around town with different musicians. And we have a real good band called 86th, and it's real good. And I'm doing some online recording where they send me the files, and I put the bass part on and send it back to them. So I'm doing a lot of different things, but you know, I make sure I'm still playing.
Sure, sure. You still playing with Chris a lot, or is that just?
Not as much as we used to. You know, I guess we came to a fork in the road and kind of went,